Head over to the phones, and on the line we'll find our good friend George Schaffner from Lou Backroad Auto Mall. George, good morning to you.
Good morning, Riley. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's everything going this morning?
Oh well, it's a sunshiny day. It's bright, but even though it's a beautiful day out, there's a good friend of Rockford that needs some help, and we're hoping that the listeners will take action and make a difference in this gentleman's life.
Yeah, we're talking about Dick Griffin, retired delivery driver for you guys at Backroad, correct?
Well, he's retired from AT&T. As a retired person, he drives part-time for us, doing delivery trade drivers and shuttling customers to the mall and stuff like that. This is a man that served his country in Vietnam, worked a hard life, retired, put his kids through college, and for a little extra money was still working after retirement to take care of himself, his wife, and of course their growing children.
And then the horrible thing happens in which he's an innocent bystander that's shot in the midst of gang violence. I'm looking at an email that you sent out yesterday. He's still fighting for his life and needs help.
It was him and his wife were on their way home from early bird dinner, and on their way home ended up driving through two rival gangs that are having a gunfight in their cars back and forth. And a stray bullet hits his car, and they just thought it was a rock chip or something. And then the bullet came through the windshield and hit Dick in the head. And fortunately, his wife Marsha was there to pull the emergency brake, stop the car, and try and stop the bleeding. But ever since then, 3 weeks ago, the family and Dick has been fighting to stay alive. He is out of critical intensive care into intensive care. He is responding. He's got feeling in his hands and his feet. They asked him to, even though he's not cognitive, they asked him to open his eyes. He opened his eyes. So he is starting to respond. He is starting to come out, but he's got an incredibly long road ahead of him. He's going to have to go into a care facility to get his body and stuff back to normal, and then go through probably years of therapy to even begin to be functional. So the family right now is distraught. The medical bills will be off the charts, and they have a very limited income. They're retired. And the family started a GoFundMe page, and I've kind of taken on a quest to make sure that everybody knows about this. So if they can help however they can with their prayers, with $1 if you can, $10 if you can, whatever you can afford, help the family get through this terrible time. Because if there's anybody that we should help, it's one of our own, a lifelong resident who has done so much for our country, for the community, for the family. He's a good man, a person that you'd be proud to call your friend. And this is what this is for. We're trying to get the family some support in this really tough time. Yeah,
and this is just an absolutely horrible, horrible incident. And as you mentioned, served his country with honor. Still being a contributing member of society, only to have this sort of thing happen when you're on a limited income and later on. And as you mentioned, what's ahead of him as far as recovery goes is going to be lengthy and expensive and all that goes with it. And the bills have already got to be off the charts, and we haven't even really gotten into it yet. So
that's correct. We're just started.
If anybody can help out, and George makes an excellent point. You have $1, kick $1 into it. You got a little bit more, throw a little bit more into it. There's no set amount one has to contribute. But if enough of us reach down and throw a couple of bucks in there, this will go a long way toward alleviating some, not all, but some of the suffering Dick and his family are going through.
Absolutely, and it's times like these that Rockfordians stick together, and this community has a big heart. And we're hoping and praying that we can do something for this family. And there is a GoFundMe page that has been created. It's GoFundMe.com/Richards-medical-expenses-2017. If you can't find that, go to Backroad's Facebook page, and it'll be there. It's posted on there in the posts. Or call the store and ask for me. And I'll be more than happy to forward a link to your email or whatever we can to help and get Richard and his family get to the next step and become a part of a contributing part of society again, and get part of his life back at 69 years, when you're looking at retiring and enjoying your time with your family and your friends, and watching your grandchildren get born, have it taken away is just a travesty.
Oh, it absolutely is. And I found the page that you're talking about. If you didn't remember everything that George told you there, about the time that you type in Richards and medical, it'll pop up for you. So it makes it easier to run it down on GoFundMe. But Richards-medical-expenses-2017, after you get to GoFundMe, there's a search button. You can just type that in. It'll take you right to it. There's some lovely pictures of him and his family. The full story of what happened here and how you can help. And we've got people who are making donations as even as you and I are speaking right now, George. So I'm hoping that more and more people do that. $1, $10, maybe you've had a windfall and you can throw more in there. $150K is the overall goal on this one. And believe me, they'll need every dime of that money.
Well, it could be millions. We at this point just don't know. And from a standpoint of who do I give to, what do I do? The one thing that I've always lived by, that compassion and love are the one thing you get more of the more you give it away. This is the compassion part of it.
Oh, absolutely.
If you've got a healthy family and you're thankful in life, if you can afford a few bucks, please give.
Yeah, and please give for a terrific guy who has been a very valuable, and we hope will continue to be a very valuable member of our community, and he certainly served his country. So anything that we can do for him, I think I'm with you. Everybody should try to do. So get over to the GoFundMe page, GoFundMe.com, then /Richards/medical-expenses-2017. And if you have trouble with that, once you type in Richards and hit the magnifying glass, it'll take you to several. You'll see it right away there.
Absolutely. So, and Riley, we sure appreciate you allowing us to get on the air and talk about this. And as always, your support is very precious to us.
Well, I appreciate that, George, but really, good luck trying to stop me from doing something like this. This is a first-rate guy, a terrific guy, and deserves all the help that we can give him. I appreciate the effort that you guys at Backroad and you personally are putting forward on this one, George, and we'll keep beating the drum on it, too.
All right. Thank you very much, and thank you in advance, Rockford, for your help.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great weekend.
You too.
There's our friend George Schaffner. He's the GM out at Lou Backroad Auto Mall. And once again, GoFundMe.com/Richards-medical-expenses-2017. The goal is $150,000. And as George said, all told, you could be looking at medical bills that go into the seven figures. So $150K will definitely be used. This won't be it won't have a surplus slush fund out of something like this, given the complications, given what's going on with it, and the long road back that he has ahead of him. So appreciate guys like George stepping up for people in the community. Yeah, he's in the car business, but he's also in the community business, and I've always admired that about him and thought that this was a good way of going about things. So if you can help out, GoFundMe.com, and just type in Richard. If you don't remember the rest of it, it will take you right there. You'll see a nice page with Richard and his family, and details on what exactly happened to him, what the road forward is from there. And hopefully, even a buck. If you've got $1, throw it in that direction, because I'm seeing people make donations, $50, $20, $1, $100, whatever they can possibly kick in. People are doing this morning, and we certainly appreciate that.